intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Also, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages at the site of competition is prohibited. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for our visitors from Salisbury, North Carolina, and the Catawba College Catawba Indians. Leading off and playing at second base, number 3, Courtney Carter. Batting second and catching, number 26, Christina Brindle. Batting third and playing third, number 20, Riley Tucker. Cleanup hitter and first baseman, number 6, Kari Hales. Batting fifth and playing short, number 4, Bree Gallagher. Batting sixth and playing in right field, number 7, Molly Strider. Batting seventh, the designated player, number 10, Lauren Bricky. Batting eighth, playing center field, number 22, Anaya Kay. Batting ninth, playing in left field, number 25, Savannah Balderston. The starting pitcher for the Indians is number 8, Alex Backey. Catawba is coached by Brady Tiger, assisted by Shane Prescott and Allie Lyerly. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the starting lineup for your Carson-Newman Eagles. In left field from Gadsden, Alabama, a 5'5" freshman, number 14, Abby Martin. In center field from Alcoa, Tennessee, a 5'6" junior, number 18, Sienna Cameron. In right field from Saudi Daisy, Tennessee, a 5'7" junior, number 4, Mary Vandergrift. At third base from Orange, Connecticut, a 5'5" junior, number 42, Brooke Matysowski. At shortstop from Knoxville, Tennessee, a 5'7" sophomore, number 2, Hayden Dye. At second base from Lawrenceville, Kentucky, a 5'3" senior, number 6, Carmen Holt. At first base from Coreyton, Tennessee, a 5'4" junior, number 12, Macy Hughes. The catcher from Harrodsburg, Kentucky, a 5'5" sophomore, number 33, Kennedy Warder. And the starting pitcher from Graysville, Tennessee, a 5'4" sophomore, 00, Sierra Rogers. Carson-Newman is coached by Michael Graves, assisted by Sarah King. Athletic trainer, Becca Brandstetter. and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps. Current and former service members may render a salute as we play our national anthem.
Hello and welcome to the Vicky Kazee Hollifield Softball Complex, where Carson-Newman is set to match wits with the Catawba College Catawba Indians. Greetings, salutations, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Cavalier, happy to have you alongside for this South Atlantic Conference twin bill. Carson-Newman checks in 21st in the country, 19-5 and 4-2 in league play, while Catawba very much improved from last year's team. The Indians this season are off to a 14-8 start and a 2-2 mark in South Atlantic Conference play. What a difference a year makes for Catawba. 5-33 a year ago and a 1-23 mark in South Atlantic Conference play. Carson-Newman turns to Sierra Rogers in the circle. The Game 1 starters 5-1 with a 2.79 ERA. 11th appearance, 9th start. Dominant strikeout pitcher when she's hitting response with 44 Ks and 32 2/3 innings of work. But also, walks always a danger with Sierra Rogers. 27 of them on the year. So she strikes out about a batter an inning. She also walks about a batter an inning. And we are underway at 1:02 p.m. as Courtney Carter stands in for the Catawba College Catawba Indians. Rogers rocks and fires, and the first pitch misses up for a ball 1-0. Our umpiring crew today, Christian Cottle is behind home plate. Robert Lance mans first, and Bobby Troutman is at third base. 1-0. And Rogers pitches. Upstairs for ball 2, 2-0. Carson-Newman lost both games of a doubleheader here on Tuesday to Limestone, but was able to recover on Thursday and run rule sweep North Greenville, the 2-0 offering. Upstairs, and it's 3 straight out of the zone issued for Rogers to the leadoff batter, Courtney Carter, who starts off this season hitting .312. Catawba is an extra base hitting machine of a team. 6 in the country in doubles this season, and Carter's got 6 of those. Here's the 3-0. Rogers finds the zone at the belt for a strike, and it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Carter. Trying to avoid losing the leadoff hitter. Rogers pitches, and Carter takes a strike at the belt on the inner half. Rogers battles back to load the count at 3-2. Well, it's a busy day here on the banks of Mossy Creek. You've got 2 Carson-Newman softball games. Baseball plays 2 down at the SDBC just down Davis Street against UVA-Wise, wrapping up that series. Payoff pitch on the way. It's upstairs, and it's a leadoff walk on 6 pitches to Courtney Carter. So Catawba gets a leadoff base runner. That brings up the catcher, Christina Brendel. Brendel's hitting .377 this season. Lefty climbs in to go to work against Sierra Rogers with a base runner in Carter on first. Rogers sights the sign and pitches. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. 7 pitches for Sierra Rogers to open up this game. Just 2 have found the zone, and they both came on a 3-ball count. And then the 1-0. Swung on, lifted down the left field line. Abby Martin racing over into foul ground. She leans into the Finch on a dead sprint, and Brindle is retired on a foul out. A lot of ground to cover for Abby Martin, but the freshman races into foul territory to make the first out. And there's one away for Riley Tucker. Now, Tucker is one of the hottest hitters in the country. 9 doubles on the season, a .508 batting average for Catawba's third baseman. And the first pitch to her is low and away for a ball, 1-0. Tucker and Carson-Newman, Sienna Cameron have seesawed back and forth all season, it feels like, for who leads the South Atlantic Conference in batting average. And right now, Cameron has her by 10 points. Carson-Newman's leadoff batter and lefty, hitting .518 to Tucker's .508. 9 doubles, 20 driven in for Tucker. Rogers pitches to her. Taken outside for a ball, and it's 2-0. 1 out, 1 on for the Indians. No score in the top of the first. Got the doubleheader here, the doubleheader over at the Silver Diamond, and Carson-Newman Beach Volleyball on campus for the first time today, taking on Erskine and Moorhead State. The 2-0 pitch. That finds the strike zone at the handles, 2-1. 2 balls, a strike and an out. Carter stands on first. Tucker hitting .590 this season with runners on base. The 2-1. Swung on, lifted toward Davis Street, and that skips up to the pavement and rolls between a truck and an SUV for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rogers evens up the count on Tucker. Rogers, the break-even pitch to the plate. Hacked at, lifted into shallow left field. Martin sprints in, and she settles under it to put away Tucker. Quickly 2 away as the Eagles retire one of the hottest hitters in the South Atlantic Conference, and that brings up Kari Hales. First baseman hitting .352. There's a lot of that in the Catawba lineup. Indians top 15 in the country in team batting average. And everybody who has played in the lineup today hits north of 300. Rogers pitches to Hales and fires up for a ball, 1-0. The only player who doesn't hit north of 300 in Catawba's lineup today is the designated player, Lauren Brickey. And it's because she's playing in her first game today. She's situated down in the 7-hole. 1-0 to Hales. Rogers deals. Hales swings, lines it down the right field line. 1 hop up to Mary Vandergriff, who cuts it off. Station to station goes Carter to second. It's a 2-out single for Hales. And the Indians have 2 base runners here in the top of the first with no score. Hales pulled it down the right field line. Gives us an opportunity to set Carson-Newman's defense for you. Sierra Rogers in the circle. Kennedy Warder does the catching. Third to first, the Eagles go Matazowski, Dye, Holt, and Hughes. And then in the outfield, Martin in left, Cameron in center, and Vandergriff in right. Brings up Bree Gallagher. Rogers' first pitch is swung on and missed. Gallagher tardy on the heater. And it's 0-1. Carter led off the inning with a walk. Brindle fouled out down the left field line. Tucker popped up to left. And now you got Hales with a base hit down the right field line to give the Indians 2 base runners with no score in the top of the first and 2 out. The 0-1. Gallagher looks at it low for a ball, 1-1. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Carson-Newman has scored in all but 1 inning and has a 7-4 lead on UVA Wise. Eagles looking to win the series in game one of the doubleheader. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Pelted deep to left center field. Cameron racing to the alleyway. She reaches up and robs Gallagher of extra bases at the wall. Sienna Cameron on her horse keeps the Indians to a goose egg in the first. I'll circle that one. Gallagher, any other park, that's a home run. But here, where it's 220 to center, it's a warning track flyout. Eagles to the bat. Cameron, Hughes, Bailey. We get back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Well, Sienna Cameron robs Bree Gallagher of an extra base hit in the left center field alleyway to keep the Indians off the board in the first. And now the Eagles turn to bat with Sienna Cameron, Macy Hughes, and Macaulay Bailey scheduled to appear here in the home half of the inning. 21st ranked Carson-Newman against a Catawba team that already has a win over a nationally ranked foe under its belt this season. Indians blanked Anderson 8-0 back on March 1st as Cameron swings at the first pitch, rolls it to second, no trouble for Carter, who scoops and flips to first to Hales to retire Cameron. One pitch, one out. The bases are empty in the bottom of the first with no score for Macy Hughes. Set the stage for Catawba right-hand hurler Alex Backey. 9-2 this season as Backey deals. Upstairs to Hughes for ball. It's 1-0. 3.29 ERA, her 17th appearance and her 11th start. Goes a complete game about half the time for Indians head coach Brady Tiger. Changeup hangs high to Hughes, 2-0. Really kind of tough to figure out her numbers. Her batting average against is just .218. Those are All-America caliber numbers. She strikes out about a batter an inning. The pitch, Hughes swings and misses over the top of it, 2-1. And she gives up fewer than a hit an inning, but a 3.29 ERA. Here's the 2-1. Hughes takes off the plate away for a ball, 3-1. Really doesn't walk a ton of batters either. Just 28 bases on balls on the season and 66 innings for Backey. Really expect that ERA to be in the mid-ones. The pitch, Hughes punches it in the air to left center field. The center fielder, King, takes charge, and she ambles into the alleyway to retire Macy Hughes. 2 up, 2 down for Alex Backey. Brindle is her catcher. Tucker, Gallagher, Carter, and Hales go third to first for Catawba. And then Savannah Balderston plays in left, King in center, and Strider in right. Sends Macaulay Bailey to the plate as Backey deals, and Bailey checks her swing at a pitch on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Well, Bailey is having a dandy of a freshman campaign. Already 36 driven in on the year, the 0-1. Bailey clubs foul off of third in the facing of the Catawba bullpen, 0-2. She leads the country and runs batted in with 36. And sitting on 9 home runs here 24 games into a 48-game regular season schedule. She's on pace to challenge Brittany Hefner for the single-season home run record. The pitch, a changeup, stays high, and it's 1-2 to Bailey. So the comparisons to Carson-Newman's All-American shortstop from 2013, at least in terms of hitting, starting to trickle in. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bailey lays off a high fastball, 2-2. Well, if you look at Hefner's 2013 season, literally on today, March 11th, she was already sitting on 47 runs batted in. The 2-2 is a changeup that Bailey stays back on and punishes back up the box. A 2-out single for Macaulay Bailey, and the Eagles have a 2-out base runner with no score in the bottom of the first from Brooke Matazowski. So Matazowski stands in, riding a 7-game hitting streak. Eastern Connecticut State transfers hitting .353 as Backey deals to her. And Matazowski takes a strike to start off, 0-1. Think about that for Brittany Hefner. 47 runs batted in, and she'd played 6 weeks. Maybe close to the halfway point of the season. The 0-1. Matazowski pummels down the left field line, but twists foul and out of play. And she's down in the count, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No score, bottom of the first. Hefner, that tail end of her junior campaign, intentionally walked 11 times. She just didn't get pitches to hit. 0-2 off the plate away, and it's 1-2. Intentionally walked 11 times that year, and in the preceding 10 years, Carson-Newman has a whopping 4 intentional walks outside of Hef's junior season. The 1-2 is a changeup that Matazowski defensively tips foul to the backstop to keep the count at the ball on 2 strikes. Backey nearly fooled her, but Matazowski just able to get a smidge of contact to keep the at-bat going. 2 out, Bailey on first. Backey twirls up the 1-2. Upstairs, Matazowski fists it foul off of Brindle's mask. And the count remains a ball and 2 strikes. So those comparisons between Macaulay Bailey and Brittany Hefner, well, they might grow as this season goes along if Bailey can continue her torrid pace. Backey, the 1-2. Matazowski looks at a pitch downstairs, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bailey, with her base hit, has matched a career-long 7-game hitting streak. The 2-2 changeup. Matazowski pokes it down the left field line. Racing over to the stripe is Balderson, and she makes the grab on a dead sprint to retire Matazowski on a well-struck line out. So the Eagles get a 2-out single from Macaulay Bailey, but that's the extent of the Eagles' offense in the first. No score after an inning. We're back to the Vic after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
No score as we come to the top of the second inning. Strider, Bricky, and King scheduled to appear for the Indians here in the road half of the second. The right fielder, Strider, right-hand batter hitting .346, stays back of the plate against the hard-throwing Rogers, who gives her a first pitch inside and down for a ball, 1-0. 19 pitches for Sierra Rogers. 9 have been for strikes. She had to work around a walk and a base hit in the first inning. 1-0. Bounces in the turf for a ball, 2-0. Rogers got the start in Game 2 against North Greenville on Thursday. Start against Limestone on Tuesday. 2-0. Down and in for a ball, and it's 3-0 to Strider. First Game 1 that she has started since February 4th when she pitched in relief against Emmanuel. The pitch that finds the zone at the belt for a strike, 3-1 to Strider. A primary Game 2 starter for Carson-Newman, but finally Gaddis a touch dinged up. Held out to start today, the 3-1. And that misses low for ball 4. So Sierra Rogers begins the second inning the same way that she did the first, with a leadoff walk. Didn't pay for it in the first. See how she handles things now that the designated player, Lauren Brickey, comes to the plate. First game of the season for Lauren Brickey. No numbers to speak of for her as Rogers delivers in the turf for a ball, 1-0. 24 pitches for Sierra Rogers, 10 for strikes. Strider stands on first base for the Indians. Rogers winds and delivers downstairs again for a ball, 2-0. Now, if you had to pick a place to miss, it probably would be low. Not hanging anything high and giving the Indians something to hit. And out comes pitching coach Sarah King to have a chat with Rogers after 10 of her first 25 pitches have been for strikes. She's been fairly unhittable through her career. But the definition of a Jekyll and Hyde pitcher. Earlier this season, 15 strikeouts against Mars Hill. That's the second most in a game in school history. She also walked 7 Lions in that game. When she's on, she is as good as it gets. All-America caliber numbers. It's a busy day across the South Atlantic Conference today. Pretty much everybody in action on the softball diamond. Limestone and Belmont Abbey are scoreless in the 6th over in Gaffney. End of 1, Tusculum leads Mars Hill at Ponder Field 2-0. Cokers jumped out to a 3-1 lead on Wise in the bottom of the second. The 2-0. Hits in the turf, and it hit her. So Brickey gets plunked on her foot, and back-to-back free passes open up the Indians' second. Strider and Brickey on the base paths for the center fielder, Anaya King. And Carson-Newman will make a pitching change. Riley Sykes is on in relief of Sierra Rogers. And we'll give you the numbers on Sykes when we get back to the Vic after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Riley Sykes takes over for Sierra Rogers in the circle, and she faces off against King by dishing low for a ball, 1-0 to begin the at-bat. Sykes 5-1, 41 2/3 innings of work with a 2.52 ERA, and 6th in the country for fewest walks per inning pitched. 1-0, that misses low. 2-0. Riley Sykes has been about as good as it gets at finding the strike zone here in her freshman season, but she's misfired on back-to-back pitches. 2-0. Adjusts and hits the zone at the belt, 2-1. 2 free bases for the Indians. A leadoff walk to Strider. Bricky gets hit. And Catawba has 2 base runners with nobody out in the top of the second, no score. Here's the 2-1. Bunt shown. King pulls it back. It's in there for ball 3. Three and 1 to King. Sykes shrugs her shoulders. Wheels and deals the 3-1 pitch. Bunted, back to the circle. Sykes fields. Throw to first is in time to Macy Hughes. King nearly beat it out, but she does her job with a sacrifice bunt. Bricky and Strider into scoring position with 1 out in the top of the second. Still no score. As the 9-hole hitting, Savannah Balderston stands in. Balderston, impressive .441 batting average for the righty out of the 9-hole. Sykes delivers to her, and she takes the first pitch strike at the knees, 0-1. Well, we'll see how Carson-Newman handles this situation. The Eagles' batting average against as a team for the pitching staff sits at .290. The 0-1. Downstairs for ball, and it's 1-1. However, this pitching staff has been so good dealing with runners in scoring position. Runner on third, less than 2 out, the 1-1. Upstairs, and Balderston hacks it. The rise ball, 1-2. And that runner from third only scores 29% of the time. Conversely, Carson-Newman gets that run in 72% of the time. 1-2, Sykes pitches. Swing, bouncing ball to third. Matazowski looks off the runner at third. Strider, strong throw to first in plenty of time to get Balderston. And there's 2 away. Well, Riley Sykes came into a jam. Strider and Bricky both on base after a walk and a hit batter. A sacrifice, a ground out to third, and now an out away from getting out of the frame. Brings up Carter, who walked to lead off the game. Sykes wheels and deals, and Carter swings and misses. A touch tardy, it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Strider on third and Bricky on second. Catawba trying to light the lamp first here in the top of the second. The 0-1 pitch. Grooves down Broadway for a strike, and Sykes ahead at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No score, top second. Sykes pitches. Low and away. Carter doesn't chase, and it's 1-2. Can't close the book on Sierra Rogers just yet. She's responsible for Strider and Bricky on third and second. Sykes, The 1-2 offering is a changeup that's belted down the left field line over the head of Abby Martin and out of the park. It hops out of the park, I should note. A ground rule double for Carter, and Catawba is staked to a 2-0 lead. A ground rule double with 2 out for Carter. And Catawba grabs the lead 2-0. Catawba hits doubles like nobody else. 6th in the country nationally as a team. And the 48th of the year puts them in front. Brings up Brindle, who takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Now we can close the book on Sierra Rogers. An inning, gives up a hit, 2 runs, both earned, walked 2, hit 1. And she's responsible for both runs scored. The 0-1 swing, bouncing ball into the hole at second. Holt fields before it bounces twice and turns it over to first to retire Brindle 4-3. However, a 2-out double for Courtney Carter has staked the Indians to a 2-0 advantage. We're back to the Vic after these messages on the Eagle Sports Network.
How do you show your support for Carson-Newman? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com right now, where they have all of your needs covered. From clothing to outfitting your tailgate party, whether you're hunting, fishing, or on the golf course, shopseeandeagles.com is the place for you. All of your everyday essentials, from pens to phone chargers, are in one place. For the best gear in the business, visit shopseeandeagles.com today.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Warder, Dye, and Holt will try to ignite Carson-Newman here in the bottom of the second after a 2-out ground rule double. Gave the Indians a 2-0 lead in the top of the second. Alex Backey back to work as she delivers to Warder, who swings and fouls the first pitch off, 0-1. Ricochets back to the backstop. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Carson-Newman Baseball has retaken the lead on UVA-Wise 8-7 in the bottom of the seventh off of a Zach Bose double. The 0-1. Upstairs to Warder, it's 1-1 to her. Catawba with an arm getting loose in its pin. Lauren Brickey loosening up the pitch. Warder takes inside for a ball. Tough pitch to lay off, 2-1. Well, plenty of action around the South Atlantic Conference today, both overall and in the softball world. Here's the 2-1. Change up. Stays high. 3-1 to Warder. Warder, by the way, hitting .375 as a leadoff batter. About 50 points higher than her season average. The interesting score is Emory and Henry out to a 4-0 lead at home on Wingate in the top of the second. The pitch. Warder loops foul off of the cages on the left field line to load the count at 3-2. Emory and Henry and Wingate, certainly an intriguing matchup. Carson-Newman Catawba, an intriguing matchup. Both those featured nationally ranked teams. Probably the marquee game, though, was Anderson playing host to Lenore Rhine. That gets underway at 2 p.m. 3-2, Backey pitches. A changeup, called strike 3 on the outside edge. Warder takes the seat looking. Backey tallies her 61st strikeout of the season. And there's one out and nobody on for the Eagles in the bottom of the second, trailing 2-0. Sends Hayden Dye to the plate. Dye, 203 average this season. Really struggled to start the season, but has been working on bringing her batting average up as she flips the first pitch foul to the right and out of play, 0-1. Batting average sunk down to 0.59 late in February, but over the last 2 or 3 weeks, she's brought it up 150 points. Backy deals, Dye swings and fouls it to the backstop. And it's 0-2. Dye, 2 multi-hit efforts in her last 4 games, including a 2-for-2 day in Game 1 against North Greenville on Thursday. She's in a 0-2 hole to Backy here. Backy pitches upstairs. Dye checks her swing at the rise ball, and it's 1-2. The other game of note in the South Atlantic Conference, Newberry playing host to Lincoln Memorial. That game is in the top of the second, and the Wolves plate 5 runs in the bottom of the first to jump out to a 5-1 lead on the Rail Splitters. The 1-2. Low and away for ball 2. Dye's battled back to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eagles trailing Catawba 2-0 in the bottom of the second. The 2-2 is a changeup that Dye fights foul back and out of play. Holds the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Backy. The break-even pitch, her 30th. Dye hacks at it, lifts it into shallow left field. The shortstop Gallagher goes back into the outfield turf and grabs it to retire Dye. So 2 up, 2 down. And up comes Carmen Holt. Carson-Newman's strongest frames this season have been the first 2 innings. Eagles have outscored their opposition 59-21 through the opening 2 innings. As Holt swings at the first pitch, 0-1. But today it's Catawba jumping out to the early advantage on Carson-Newman. We'll see if the Eagles' bats can recover as this doubleheader goes along. Backy has been pretty stout in the circle this year with a 9-2 record. 0-1. Backy locks and loads. Upstairs for ball 1 to Carmen Holt, 1-1. 32 pitches for Alex Backy. 19 have been for strikes. Holt hitting .348 this season, on base 40% of the time. Bases empty and 2 out with the Eagles trailing 2-0 in the bottom of the second. The pitch outside for a ball, 2-1. Holt having a strong senior season, using her bonus COVID year. Running a 12-game reach base streak, second longest of her career. 2-1 is a changeup. Holt stays back on it and pokes it into right center field. One bouncing into the glove of King in right center. And for a second straight inning, the Eagles get a 2-out base hit. Can Mary Vandergriff keep the line moving? Macaulay Bailey had a 2-out single in the first. Carmen Holt follows suit with a 2-out single here in the second. Eagles looking to chain the hits together, though. Mary Vandergriff stands in. Backy pitches, and Vandergriff tips it foul off a third, 0-1. Vandergriff a touch out in front and off the end of the bat. Talked about the softball games going on throughout the SAC. Big day on a national scale as well. The 0-1. Vandergriff whiffs at a pitch upstairs, and it's 0-2. Carson-Newman factoring into that national scale. Swim Nationals today. Women top 10 in the country, sitting 7th in line for a potential best ever finish. The 0-2. Vandergriff looks at it high for a ball, 1-2. And track nationals today. Maka Charamba competing for the national championship in the 60 and the 200, had the top time in prelims in the 200, the second best time in Division II history in the 200. The 1-2, Vandergriff flares down the right field line, turning foul and out of play. Count holds the ball and 2 strikes. And then Sade D'Souza, Carson-Newman's first women's All-American first-teamer. She's in the finals for the 60. The first female All-American for the track program since Tori Gall did it in the pole vault back in 2015, I believe. 1-2. Vandergriff hacks it foul. Back and out of play. Brindle gives it a look from behind the plate. Count holds the ball and 2 strikes. 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up from Alex Backey. Swim competes literally all day long. Prelims and then into the night. Track events start at 4, 4:10, and then 5:40. The 1-2 pitch. Change up low. Holt off to second, and she will steal the bag after Brindle threw to Hales at first and threw low. Alert base running from Carbon Holt. She gets into scoring position with her second stolen base of the year. 2-2 to Mary Vandergriff. Catawba up 2-0. Backey pitches. Outside at the belt for ball 3, and the count loaded up. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming for Mary Vandergriff. She had a 9-pitch at-bat Thursday against North Greenville, her first of the season, and walked. The 3-2 pitch. Downstairs for ball 4. So a very patient 8-pitch at-bat for Mary Vandergriff. It's a 2-out walk. And Abby Martin to the plate. Catawba had a 2-out rally in the top of the second and struck for 2 off of a ground rule double from Courtney Carter. Eagles 9-hole hitting Abby Martin deliver a knock here. Even in 7 runs on the year, the freshman's hitting .326. Backey deals, and Martin swings, lifts it down the right field line. That's dropping in fair territory. Holt gets the wave around third. She scores standing. Martin motors into second. She's got a double, and the Eagles have tallied a 2-out extra base hit to score their first run. 2-1, Catawba still leads. Can Sienna Cameron keep the line moving? Abby Martin, a 2-out RBI double down the right field line. Carson-Newman in business if Cameron can keep the line moving. Backey deals to her. Cameron pulls it back, pitch upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Cameron had squared to bunt. Certainly has the speed to leg it out. Now Catawba's infield creeps in a touch. Tucker at third, closer to the bag, the 1-0. Downstairs, Cameron tied up as she has to step out of the way of it, and it's 2-0. Carmen Holt sparked this with a 2-out single to right center. Stole second, then Vandergriff walked. Martin doubles down the right field line to drive in a run, the 2-0. Cameron swings it, bounces off of Backey's glove, rolls into shallow right center field. 2 runs score, and the Eagles lead. Sienna Cameron, a bouncer back up the box. It ricochets off of a leaping Backey's glove, rolls past the second baseman Carter, who was running to the bag. And Carson-Newman fortuitously scores twice to take a 3-2 lead for Macy Hughes. And now, Catawba pitching coach Allie Lyerly out from the dugout to have a word with Backey. Well, that is the definition of a seeing eye base hit for Sienna Cameron. Hit it in the turf, bounced high. Backey reached up, had it tip off her glove, and it ricocheted to the right of Carter, who was running to cover the second base bag, and rolled on into right center field for one of the odder two-run singles that you'll see. 3-2, 21st ranked Carson-Newman has grabbed the lead with a two-out rally. Brings up Macy Hughes, who flied out to left her first time up. Backey pitches, and Hughes swings and misses. She's behind in the count at 0-1. Stressful inning here for Alex Backey. Was nearly through it clean. And Carmen Holt, a two-out single, the 0-1. A change up low. Hughes keeps the bat on her shoulder, and it's 1-1. And Holt steals second. Mary Vandergriff walks, and then Eagles chaining hits together. An Abby Martin RBI double down the right field line. Cameron Strange two-run single through the right side. The 1-1. Hughes smashes into straightaway center field. Back to the warning track goes King. She retreats and reaches up at the brown turf to retire Hughes. But the Eagles put together a nice little two-out rally. An RBI double for Abby Martin, a two-run single for Sienna Cameron, and the Eagles have a 3-2 lead after two. Tucker, Hales, and Gallagher, meat of the order, due up for the Indians. We get back after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
3-2, Carson-Newman has grabbed the lead after 2 innings of action. And Riley Tucker, the hot-hitting left-handed third baseman, climbs in to face off against Riley Sykes. Tucker popped up to left her first time through as Sykes delivers. And Tucker takes the first pitch strike at the knees, 0-1. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. The pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The leadoff batter Tucker, hitting .500 this season, but on base 55.6% of the time when she hits leadoff. Sykes, 1-2, and pitching. And Tucker hacks the high hanger, foul, back to the left and out of play, 1-2. 3-2, Eagles leading in the top of the third. Catawba got a ground rule double from Courtney Carter to grab the lead in the top half of the inning, but the Eagles counter with 3 in the bottom half. An Abby Martin RBI double. The 1-2 pitch, way upstairs. Swing and a miss. Throw down to first is in time. And Tucker down on strikes as Warder completes the strikeout, throwing to Hughes at first. Well, that pitch was over the head of Warder behind the plate. Tucker went hacking at a pitch that was above head height. And there's 1 out for Hales. Short backstop here at the Vic, so Warder was able to get to it pretty quick. Hales singled her first time through, and she swings and tips the first pitch foul. 0-1. Pitch outside for a ball, 1-1. One and one. Sykes deals. Swung on, lifted towards center. Cameron back beyond the CN logo. 2 steps she retreats and settles under it to put away Hales. 2 up, 2 down. Sykes trying to face the minimum for the first time today for the Carson-Newman pitching staff. Sierra Rogers started this game, went the first inning, gave up a hit, 2 runs, 2 walks with a hit batter. And she gets pulled after giving up 3 free bases. Brings up Gallagher, who hit a shot to left center. And she hits the first pitch foul. 0-1. Well, Gallagher hit it about as far as you could without going yard, as Sienna Cameron ran one down in the alleyway. The 0-1, hacked foul and out of play, 0-2. Robbed her of extra bases and robbed Catawba of at least a run, probably 2, back in that first inning. 0-2 to Gallagher. Sykes rolls the ball against her right hip, climbs back aboard the slab, shrugs her shoulders in a sky blue jersey with white trousers, and twirls up the 0-2 offering. Off the plate away for a ball, and it's 1-2. Carson-Newman Beach Volleyball has collected the first win of the day for the Eagles, sweeping Erskine 5-0 over at the beach courts. The 1-2. Called strike 3. Gallagher takes a seat looking. Sykes faces the minimum in the third. And the Eagles carry a 3-2 lead headed to the bottom of the third. Meat of the order due up for Carson-Newman. Bailey, Matazowski, and Warder to the plate after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
(3-2), Carson-Newman leads Catawba as we come to the bottom of the third inning. Eagles put together a dandy of a 2-out rally in the bottom of the second. 3 hits, with 2 away. Pull the Eagles in front as Backey deals to Macaulay Bailey, who swings at the first pitch, hits it high in the air down the right field line. A long run for Molly Strider, who was playing back at the warning track. She comes about a third of the way up the foul line to get under it and retire Bailey. So 1 out. Brooke Matazowski stands in. Backey pitches. And Matazowski takes upstairs for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. Matazowski clubs foul off of her front foot. 1-1. That generates some wolf howls from the Carson-Newman dugout. pitch. Matazowski pops up sky high on the infield. Pitcher Backey initially taking charge, but she seeds way to Tucker, who makes the grab in the pitching circle from her position at third base for the second out of the inning. Well, Riley Sykes worked through the minimum for the Eagles pitching staff in the third. Backey now trying to do the same here in the bottom of the third. Granted, all of Carson-Newman's hits, all 4 of them, have come with 2 out. Kennedy Warder climbs in. Backey deals. Off speed at the belt for a strike, 0-1. Warder a strikeout victim looking on 6 pitches her first time through. The pitch. Warder swings, lifts it down the left field line, sinking quickly and landing in fair ground for a base hit. 5th 2-out hit of the day. Warder singles up the left field line. Can Hayden Dye spark another 2-out rally for Carson-Newman? 5 hits for the Eagles in this one, all with 2 out. Hayden Dye will try to keep the line moving. She's 0 for 1 on the day, popping up to short into left field her first time through. First pitch to Dye is high for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. Outside edge for a strike, 1-1. One and one. The pitch. Dye yanks foul to the right. Now to play, 1-2. The pitch. Change up. Ripped foul off of third by Dye right at Michael Graves, who couldn't barehand it. It's 1-2. Carson-Newman baseball has opened up a 12-7 lead on UVA Wise in the bottom of the 6th inning down the street at the SDBC. 1-2 with 2 out to Dye. Backey pitches. Dye swings. Pulls this one into the deep left center field alleyway. King playing back, races to it and tracks it down in front of the Eagle Head logo on the wall. Deep drive for Dye, but King able to race under it, and that's the inning. A 5th 2-out knock for Carson-Newman. Eagles unable to do anything with it here in the third. CN leads at 3-2, headed to the 4th inning. Back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
At Aramark, this year we go back to our foundation. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Carson-Newman leads Catawba. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, Adam Cavalier, happy to have you on hand with our do-it-all crew. Danny Wazorek, who is directing, running replay, and graphics. And Rick Gintahome, our camera operator, has it easy in comparison. He's just running camera. Danny's literally doing everything to our left and doing it well. Molly Strider stands in to lead off the inning for the Indians, and she swings at the first pitch, pops it up behind home plate. Kennedy Warder to the wall and outside of our view. I'm guessing it landed somewhere, and that Warder couldn't grab it, as Strider is still in the batter's box. The count 0-1. Sykes, the pitch. Strider swings, lifts it to right. Mary Vandergriff retreating, leaping up, and reaching up to make the grab to retire Strider on a well-hit ball. One away. Top of the fourth inning, a 3-2 lead for Carson-Newman. 3 runs off of 5 hits for the Eagles, no errors, and 3 left on. 2 runs off of 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left on for the Indians. Brings up the designated player, Bricky, who got plunked her first time through. Sykes deals to her, and Bricky takes off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. A score of note in the South Atlantic Conference, Newberry is pummeling Lincoln Memorial. 11-1, the Wolves lead it in the top of the third. The 1-0 pitch on the outside edge for a strike. It's 1-1. And that's against LMU ace Emma Frost. Frost goes an inning and a third, gives up 8 hits and 7 runs before getting pulled. Newberry's seeing the ball well. The 1-1. Upstairs for a ball, 2-1. Limestone and Belmont Abbey, that was the first game of the day. And that game is still going on. 2 hours old for a game that started at noon. Neither the Crusaders nor the Saints have scored. And they're in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2-1. Down and away for ball 3. 3-1 to Bricky. So that LMU Newberry score is surprising. Also surprising in the top of the 4th inning, Emory and Henry blanking the nation's highest scoring offense, leading Wingate 4-0. 3-1, Sykes pitches. Swinging a line drive, foul off of third. Matazowski reached out for it. Third base umpire Bobby Troutman went scrambling out of the way of it. And it loads the count on Bricky at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Carson-Newman, the 21st ranked team in the country. A 3-2 lead on Catawba here in the top of the 4th. Base is empty. The 3-2. Hit foul back and out of play. Keeps the count loaded at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Riley Sykes, 35 pitches deep into this relief effort. 2 1/3 innings of work. Only hit she's given up was the double to Carter that scored Sierra Rogers 2 runners. The 3-2. Downstairs, and a rare base on balls issued by Riley Sykes. Just her 2nd walk of the season. And it comes in her 44th inning pitched. A 1-out base runner for the Indians. And Anaya King. King, a sacrifice bunt her first time up. Sykes deals, bunted, foul to the left, 0-1. So Brady Tigert has requested King to put the bunt into practice again. Working with Bricky on first base, who has yet to register an official at-bat in her first start in the order. Hitting a walk, the 0-1. Bunted, foul off of third. And now King, well, she can try to bunt, but she risks striking out if it dribbles foul. King hitting .309, the lefty slapper stands in. 0-2 to Anaya King. Sykes pitches, and King takes off the plate away for a ball. 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Eagles leading 3-2 in the top of the 4th. Catawba with the tying run on base in the form of Lauren Bricky. Sykes pitches, swinging a bouncing ball back up the box. King stings a single into center field. And Catawba in business with 2 base runners and 1 away here in the top of the 4th. And the left fielder Balderston to the plate. Balderston grounded out on a hard hit ball to third her first time up. Sykes pitches to her. And Balderson takes a strike above the knees on the inner half, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Right-hand pitcher versus right-hand batter with 2 on. The pitch on the outside edge. Sykes works ahead again at 0-2. Bricky on second, King on first for Catawba. Sykes, the 0-2. Swinging a bouncing ball to die it short. She'll run to the second base bag, and the only out she can get is King. No throw to first. Bricky moves to second as Balderston reaches on a fielder's choice. And there's runners on the corners with 2 out. Brady Tigert out from the third base coach's box. He wants to have a word with Robert Lance about the play at second base. Live, I thought that Dive won the race to the bag. Now Carter will look for another timely 2-out hit. She had the 2-out, 2-run ground rule double that gave Catawba the lead initially back in the second inning. Been aboard twice today with the walk and the 2 RBI double. Runners on the corners for Catawba in the top of the 4th, down a run. Swings at the first pitch and lifts it into center. Routine for Sienna Cameron, who trots forward and gets her glove to it to put away Carter. So the Indians leave runners on the corners. Catawba has left 5 stranded through 4, and Carson-Newman carries a 3-2 lead over the Indians, headed to the bottom of the 4th. Lower third due up. Holt, Vandergriff, and Martin to the bat rack for the Eagles after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
AEC, bringing the winning game plan to your team.
3-2, Carson-Newman leads Catawba as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. All the action in this one came back in the second as Carmen Holt stands in. And Alex Backey pitches, and Holt takes upstairs for a ball to begin her second trip to the plate at 1-0. Well, Holt is the reason, in part, that Carson-Newman has this lead, as she's the one who ignited the Eagles' massive 2-out rally in the second. 1-0. Upstairs again to Holt at 2-0. She laced a 2-out single to right center, stole second. Mary Vandergriff walked, and then Abby Martin and Sienna Cameron followed with a 2-out double to score 1, and then a 2-run single. The pitch. Holt watches it slide down Broadway for a strike at the knees, 2-1. Those 3 runs in the bottom of the second, the reason the Eagles lead the Indians. Here in the bottom of the 4th, the 2-1. Holt swings. High fly ball deep to left center field. Ambling into the alleyway is Anaya King, and she tracks that one down 5 feet in front of the warning track to retire Holt. King able to cover a ton of ground in center field. Seen some good center fielders so far this season. Mary Vandergriff comes up, 1 out, nobody on. Backey pitches, off speed at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Backey's been pretty pitch efficient, 65 pitches, 40 for strikes. Packy rolls the ball against her right hip and unfurls the 0-1. Downstairs to Vandergriff. It's 1-1. She's been great against leadoff batters. Eagles haven't gotten one to reach all day. And in fact, all 5 of Carson-Newman's hits in this one have come with 2 outs. Packy, the 1-1. Upstairs, Vandergriff hacks at it and rips it into right center field for a base hit. Mary Vandergriff turns on a pitch upstairs. She's aboard for the second time today. First hit of the afternoon for Carson-Newman with fewer than 2 out. And Mary Vandergriff aboard first base for Abby Martin, who doubled down the right field line her last time up. Outfield playing back for Catawba, trying to keep everything in front. Packy pitches, and Martin swings and misses at a pitch up. Does come around, and it's 0-1. Score update from the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Carson-Newman has scored 7 unanswered after Wise tied the game at 7 to grab a 14-7 lead on the Highland Cavaliers. The pitch downstairs to Martin, and it's 1-1. So Tom Griffin's group has built a 7-run lead, and Wise has now 6 outs to make up that 7-run deficit headed to the bottom of the 7th. 1-1, Packy deals. Martin skies it foul off of first and out of play, 1-2. Here at the Vic, it's Carson-Newman 3 and Catawba 2. All the runs scored in this one came back in the second inning. 2 RBI ground rule double for Courtney Carter for Catawba, as Martin fouls this one off to the right. Count holds the ball in 2 strikes. Carson-Newman plated 3 in the bottom of the second. Abby Martin had a 2-out RBI double down the right field line before Sienna Cameron drove in 2 with a seeing eye single through the right side. 1-2, Packy pitches upstairs to Martin to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3 runs off of 6 hits for the Eagles. Packy delivers the break even. Martin watches it slide by upstairs to load the count at 3-2. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Abby Martin. Trying to create some separation for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 4th. Packy twirls up the 3-2. Martin swings, base hit, back up the box. It rolls past the diving Gallagher at short and into center field. Martin is aboard for the second time today. She's got a multi-hit effort. And the Eagles have 2 on board for Sienna Cameron. Abby Martin, her 3rd career multi-hit effort. And her first since she had 2 against Embry-Riddle on February 25th. Brings up Sienna Cameron. Lefty stands in against the righty Packy, who deals, and Cameron bunts it foul back, 0-1. Well, Catawba wasn't exactly playing back, but they weren't playing Cameron to bunt. See if the infield creeps in a little bit closer here for the Indians, clad in navy with their tops and red with their trousers. The 0-1. Cameron takes eye for a ball, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Vandergriff and Martin with back-to-back singles to right center and up the middle. The 1-1. Cameron steps out of the way of a pitch inside, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Eagles looking for a timely lick to extend a 3-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. 21st ranked Carson-Newman looking for separation. Packy, the 2-1, is a changeup for a strike, 2-2. Packy pretty deadly with that changeup. She evens the count on Cameron. 2-2. 1 out, 2 on. Packy delivers the break even. Cameron swings, hits it in the hole to second. Carter does not bother with the lead runners and gets out Cameron at first with a strong throw to Hales. A productive out for Sienna Cameron. She moves Vander Griffin Martin into scoring position for Macy Hughes. And Carson-Newman come through with a fifth two-out hit, or a sixth two-out hit in this one. First pitch to Hughes is swung on, laced down the left field line. It one-hops the wall. Hughes motoring into second. She's got extra bases. Vander Griffin Martin both score standing, and the Eagles play add-on with another two-out hit. It's a 2 RBI double for Macy Hughes, and the Eagles stretch the lead out to 5-2. Macy Hughes cranks a 2-run double down the left field line off the wall. Can Macaulay Bailey keep the line moving? Sixth hit of the day for Carson-Newman with 2 out. And it's a 5-2 lead for the Eagles here in the bottom of the fourth. Bailey's 1 for 2 today as she takes low for a ball, 1-0. Backey holds the ball against her right hip. Delivers the 1-0 to Bailey. Takes off the plate away for a ball, 2-0. Now, does Backey give Bailey a strike? She has been so dangerous this season. Nation's leader with 36 driven in. Freshman stands in as Backey deals a changeup down. Bailey watches it for ball 3. Bailey wanted to take a whack at it, too. Now, the outfield way back. The left fielder, Balderston, is literally on the warning track. The pitch. 3-0 off the plate away. Bailey never had a pitch to hit. And probably not a bad decision for Brady Tigert to say, hey, don't give her anything easy. But, yeah, Brooke Matizowski right behind her. Sitting on 45 career home runs dating back to her time with Eastern Connecticut State. Backey deals a changeup on the outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-1. Eagles have extended the lead here in the bottom of the fourth with a 2-out, 2 RBI double to left from Macy Hughes. 0-1, Backey pitches. Matizowski takes outside for a ball, 1-1. Hughes on second, Bailey on first. Backey wheels and deals the 1-1. Change up, Matizowski takes a strike at the handles on the outer half, 1-2. Well, Limestone has walked it off against Belmont Abbey. The Saints win game 1, 1-0 over the Crusaders. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Upstairs, Matizowski hacks it into center field. That's down for a base hit. Hughes gets the wave around third. Throw cut off by Gallagher at short. Hughes scores standing. Matizowski with a 2-out single to center, and the Eagles stretch the lead to 6-2. Well hit by Brooke Matizowski. And the Eagles have struck for 3 as Michael Graves pulls out his lineup card. Macaulay Bailey in scoring position. I would presume he is going to pinch run for the Eagles' designated player. And that indeed is the case, and it's the track star, Brooke Taylor. So Taylor takes over for Bailey at second. You got Matizowski on first. And the Eagles pushing the lead out to 6-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Everything in with 2 out for the Eagles. Brings up Kennedy Warder. First pitch to her from Backey is fouled to the right, now to play. Warder's 1 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a single down the left field line. 6 runs off of 9 hits for the Eagles. No errors and 3 left. 2 runs off of 3 hits, no errors, and 5 left for the Indians. 0-1. And Backey pitches. Warder swings at it. Sky high into the right center field alleyway. The second baseman, Carter, calls off the center fielder, King, and she makes the grab to finish off the frame. But the Eagles do damage. 3 more runs score with 2 outs. An RBI double, or a 2 RBI double from Macy Hughes, an RBI single from Brooke Matazowski, and the Eagles carry a 6-2 lead headed to the 5th. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
The catcher, Brendel, starts things off for Catawba here in the top of the 5th inning. 2, 3, and 4 scheduled to appear for the Indians, who trail Carson-Newman now 6-2 in the top of the 5th. Sykes' first pitch to Brendel is low for a ball, and it's 1-0. Carson-Newman has scored all 6 of its runs in this one with 2 outs. A 3-run second, a 3-run fourth. The pitch taken on the inner half at the belt for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Brendel. Riley Sykes, 46 pitches, 32 for strikes in this relief effort. 3 innings of work. She's given up 2 hits with just her second walk of the season. 1-1. Clubbed foul off of first by Brendel, and she's behind in the count at 1-2. Catawba scored twice in the second. Sierra Rogers let the first 2 women reach to start the inning on a walk and a hit batter. Got pulled for Riley Sykes. She gave up a ground rule double with 2 out to Courtney Carter. The 1-2. On the outside for a ball, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter, Brendel, who gets on board 63% of the time when she leads off. She takes down for a ball, 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Nelson Smith has added to the Eagles' advantage with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th, now leading Wise 15-7. The 3-2. Swinging a line drive. Macy Hughes knocks it down at first. Gets it into her mitt and takes it to the bag to retire Brendel. Hughes, quick reaction to deflect it down and into foul ground. And then she had the speed and quickness to beat Brendel to the bag. 1 out for Riley Tucker. Top 10 in the country in doubles with 9, but she's 0 for 2 today. Fouled out to left and grounded out to second. Base is empty, 1 out as Sykes pitches, and Tucker stings this one to right. Vandergrift back to the wall. She watches it leave the yard. Riley Tucker homers for the 3rd time this season. And Catawba gets a run back. Indians cut it to 6-3 with 1 out in the top of the 5th. So Carrie Hales stands in. First baseman's hitting .356, 1 for 2 today. Swings at the first pitch, lifts it deep to right field. Racing over to the line is Vandergrift. She reaches out with her left hand and gets it into her glove as she crosses the foul line to retire Hales. Hales gave that one a ride, but Vandergrift with the speed to record the second out. 2 away for Bree Gallagher. Shortstop 0 for 2 today with a fly out to left center and a strikeout looking. Swings at the first pitch, pops it in the air first base side. Macy Hughes goes crashing into our crowd mic, but I don't think she was able to make the play because she said as she left the crowd mic, "Why do we have such a tall fence?" So I would presume she was unable to reach over and make the play on it. Instead it lands for strike one, 0-1. Sykes deals. Down for a ball, and it's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Base is empty for the Indians here in the top of the 5th, but a run across thanks to Tucker's 3rd blast of the season. The pitch. Downstairs for ball 2, and it's 2-1. Sykes deals the 2-1. Swung on, lined to left. It one-hops the wall. Martin Fields turns and throws, and that keeps Gallagher to a single. Good night. Well played by Abby Martin. She knew she wasn't going to catch up to it, so she stayed back, played it perfectly off the wall, and twirled in a throw to die it short before Gallagher was a third of the way around first base to keep it to a single. That's about as long as a single as you could get. A 2-out knock for Catawba sets the table for the right fielder Strider. Swing and a miss at the first pitch, 0-1. Catawba with a 2-out base runner here in the top of the 5th inning. Eagles leading 6-3. Sykes winds and delivers the 0-1. Poked at, into the alleyway, left center field. That's out of here. Strider got her hands around and drills the 2nd home run of the inning. Her 6th of the season, and Catawba has climbed back into this one. It's a 6-5 ball game. A 2-out blast from Strider. And the Indians have countered with a 3-run top of the 5th, all off the long ball. And that brings Sarah King out of the dugout to have a word with Riley Sykes and the Eagle infield. And she pulls Sykes away from the rest of the meeting to have a chat. Well, Sykes had been motoring along. 3 1/3 innings of work. She scattered 2 hits and kept Catawba scoreless, but the Indians have 3 hits in their last 4 plate appearances, 2 of which have left the yard. It was once a comfortable 6-2 Carson-Newman lead, is right back to where we were. 6-5 in favor of the Eagles. Base is empty. Top of the 5th and 2 out. Brings up the designated player, Bricky, who's been aboard twice today. Got plunked and walked. Looking for her first at-bat of the season officially. Sykes pitches, and Bricky takes outside for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. On the outside edge for a strike, it's 1-1. Catawba, 2 in the 2nd, 3 here in the top of the 5th. All but one of the Indians' runs have scored with 2 out. 1-1. Swing and a tapper foul off of third. It's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sykes pitches. Looper hangs high, and Bricky stings it into center field with a base hit. First at-bat of the season officially for Bricky, and she gets a base hit into center field. 4th hit of the inning for Catawba.
Number 22, Anaya King.
And it brings up King. Catawba looking to level it back up here in the top of the 5th. Sykes pitches. King swings, lifts it towards short. No trouble for Dye, who doesn't have to move at all. And that is the inning. But Catawba gets it back to a 1-run game. A 1-out blast for Riley Tucker. A 2-out, 2-run home run for Strider. And it's a 6-5 lead for Carson-Newman headed to the bottom of the 5th. Dye, Holton, Vandergrift due up when we get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op so I can put my energy into planting seeds for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, power to your community, for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you?
AEC, the right call for your energy needs. Let us help you score success.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Well, Backy's day in the circle has reached its conclusion. Lauren Bricky is in to finish this game out in the circle.
Key for this door. I think it may have gotten locked.
Oh, the bathroom's in here.
Oh, you got to go in there?
Yeah, it's in our dugout.
I used to go right here.
Well, that's not the conversation we want to have on the crowd mic. Folks trying to find out where the bathroom is. And Hayden Dye leads things off by taking upstairs from Bricky for a ball, 1-0. Bricky, no record to speak of on the year. 3 1/3 innings of work. She's given up 6 hits and 5 runs, 1 earned. With 3 walks and 2 extra base hits, 2.10 ERA. Dye swings, slices this one through the left side. It's a base hit. Well, it took until the 5th inning, but for the first time today, Carson-Newman has a leadoff batter aboard. And it's Hayden Dye with her first hit of the day. Every Eagle in the order has at least a knock today. Eagles looking to stretch it back out here in the bottom of the 5th with a 6-5 lead. After Catawba rallied with 3 runs in the top of the 5th. Ricky pitches to Holt, who bunts. First base side foul. 0-1. Carmen Holt has singled to right center and flied out to left. She's 1 for 2. Instructions here appear to be move Hayden Dye over to second base. Bricky wheels and deals. Holt squares to bunt. Pulls it back as it sails high. No throw to first with Dye leaning, and it's 1-1. Catawba defensively, same in the outfield. Balderston, King, and Strider. Bricky the 1-1. Holt squares to bunt. And she fouls it off of herself. It's 1-2. And then the infield, the same for the Indians as well. Tucker plays third, Gallagher short, Carter second, and Hales first, with Brindle doing the catching. 1-2 to Holt. Sacrifice bunt not an option anymore. As Bricky pitches. And Holt takes outside for a ball, 2-2. 6-5, Carson-Newman leads it in the bottom of the 5th inning. Bricky. The 2-2. Holt, cue shot, checked her swing and lines it out to Hales at first. You don't see that every day. Holt tried to hold back on a pitch upstairs, checked her swing, and just made contact and flipped it to Hales at first. There's one away for Mary Vandergriff. Vandergriff has been aboard twice today as Bricky pitches outside for a ball, 1-0. She's walked and scored a run, singled to right and scored a run. Productive day at the office for Mary Vandergriff. Bricky checks her wrist protector. The righty delivers the 1-0. Vandergriff swings and hits it foul off the facing of the Catawba dugout on the third base side. It's 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A 6-5 lead for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Catawba got home runs from Riley Tucker and Molly Strider. Get this back to a 1-run game with a 3-run top of the 5th. All 6 of Carson-Newman's runs today have scored with 2 out. The 1-1. Vandergriff swings, slices this one into left field. And with the left fielder Balderston playing back, it's an easy single for Mary Vandergriff. Well, Catawba has put the outfielders way, way back. Balderston is about 4 feet in front of the warning track, and if she's playing that one at normal depth, she's got a routine line out. Instead, Vandergriff aboard with a 1-out single. That brings up Abby Martin. Martin's 2 for 2 today. She squares to bunt, pulls it back as the pitch sails high from Bricky. It's 1-0. Dye and Vandergriff looking to be on the move, and the infield crashing in for Catawba. Bricky checks her wrist protector. Here's the 1-0. Upstairs to Martin, 2-0. After Martin, the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Cameron and Hughes, both of whom have driven in 2 runs today. 1 out, 2 on. The 2-0. Martin looks at a strike on the outer half handle height, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. 6-5, Carson-Newman leads it in the bottom of the 5th. 6 runs off of 11 hits for the Eagles. The 2-1. Martin squares to bunt, pulls back as it goes high, 3-1. Catawba, those corner infielders at closest, even with the bag, and that's Hales at first. Martin trying maybe to bunt herself aboard. Corners stay even. Bricky, the 3-1. Martin takes on the outside edge to load the count at 3-2. Full count, 1 out. 6-5 Eagles lead, bottom of the 5th, looking for more separation against the Indians. Bricky, the payoff pitch. Martin swings, pops it up first base side. The first baseman, Hales, halfway down the line. She gets it into her mitt to retire Martin. So Bricky wins the battle. And the lineup turns back to the top of the order for Sienna Cameron. Cameron started her day grounding out to second on the first pitch she saw. And she punched her second at-bat off of Backey's glove in the circle. Pitch low for a ball, 1-0. It dribbled into right center field and scored 2 to give the Eagles the lead in the bottom of the 2nd with 2 out. Comes up here looking for another 2-out lick. She's gone to second base pretty much every time she's been up today. The 1-0. Cameron takes inner half at the belt for a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Dye on second, Vandergriff on first. Eagles looking to pad the lead a little bit here in the bottom of the fifth, up 6-5. Bricky, the 1-1. Cameron sees it sail high, 2-1. Over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex, Eagles carry a 15-7 lead over UVA-Wise into the bottom of the eighth inning. Looking to lock up the series win against the Highland Cavaliers. 2-1 to Cameron. Bricky pitches. Cameron swings and lines it right at Tucker at third, who gets it into her glove to finish off the inning. So the Eagles unable to take advantage of 2 on with Dye and Vandergriff. They strand their 6th and 7th batters of the day. And Catawba has 9-1-2. Balderston, Carter, and Brendel to the bat rack to start the 6th. Eagles trying to protect a 1-run lead here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through auto owner's insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
6-5, Carson-Newman leads Catawba as we come to the top of the 6th inning. Balderston, Carter, and Brendel to get things started for Catawba, who trail by a run as Riley Sykes pitches. And Balderston swings, lifts it into no man's land, and it drops in center field for a leadoff base hit. First time that Catawba has gotten the leadoff batter aboard since the 2nd inning. Balderston aboard with a bloop single. And Michael Graves out from the dugout. He makes a pitching change. So Nicolette Ferguson is on in relief of Riley Sykes. And Ferguson becomes the 3rd pitcher of the day for Carson-Newman. More on that after these messages on the Eagles Sports Network.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Nicolette Ferguson is on in relief of Riley Sykes. The junior pitcher's 2-0 this year with 14 2/3 innings pitched and a 3.34 ERA. And she'll come on to try to quench the flames in this one. The first pitch from Ferguson is in there for a strike to Carter, 0-1. Carter, 1 for 2 today. She's walked, doubled in 2 runs, and flied out to center. Ferguson, the 0-1 pitch, swung on, dribbled toward third. Matazowski fields, goes the short route to Holt at second for 1. Throw to first, not in time to Hughes for 2. And the Eagles get the lead runner. Fielder's choice for Carter. She's aboard. Balderston retired at second base, 5-6. And there's one away for the catcher, Brendel. Brendel looking for her first hit of the day. Every Indian in the order has a knock today except for her. And she takes low on the first pitch, 1-0. This is a save situation for Nico Ferguson, who has come on in relief a bunch this season. The pitch misses for a ball, and Brindle's in the driver's seat at 2-0. Ferguson threw in both games against North Greenville on Thursday, winning inning both times, and gave up a hit between the two contests, the 2-0. On the outside edge for a strike, it's 2-1. Has not started a game this season, but has appeared in now 7 of them. 2-1, Ferguson pitches. Just downstairs for ball 3. Carter on first for Catawba. Here at the Vic, where they'll just let about anybody into the old press box. 3-1. Downstairs. No, that's in there for a strike at the knees. If you're one of the more infamous left-hand hitters that this league has seen, like Elias Sohm, you're probably hacking at that. But Brindle takes it, and then foul ball off the handle of the bat. And Brindle was honest about it. Elias Sohm would have said, no, that hit me. Give me first base. Brindle says, no, that hit the handle. It's a foul ball. 3-2, Ferguson to do it again. The pitch swung on, straight away center field, racing over is Cameron. She gets it in her glove, and that retires Brindle on a well-hit ball. 2 away. Carter on first, and Riley Tucker to the plate. Second highest batting average in the SAC. She homered down the right field line her last time up. Does that again here. It gives Catawba the lead in a 6-5 ball game in the top of the 6th. Ferguson deals, and Tucker takes on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Let's talk about Leah Sohm, Carson-Newman's All-American shortstop last season. The 0-1. Downstairs for a ball, it's 1-1. Last season against Catawba, Sohm was 4 for 8 at the plate and drove in 5 runs, the 1-1. 2-1, pitch downstairs. Sohm, one of the faster players probably in league history. Eagles had a ton of speed last year between her and second baseman Emily Harris, as well as young Harris transfer Natalie Corbin in center. They've maintained a degree of that speed, the 2-1. Tucker bounces to Holt at second. She goes the short route to second with an underhand toss to Hayden Dye covering. And that is the inning. So Catawba gets the leadoff batter aboard but can't do anything with her. Indians retired off of a couple fielders' choices and a line out to center field. Carson-Newman carries a 6-5 lead, looking for insurance as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 2, 3, and 4 scheduled to appear for the Eagles. This is the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Macy Hughes stands in to face against Lauren Bricky to begin the bottom of the 6th inning, and she takes off the plate away for a ball and a 1-0 count. We can close the book on some pitchers for Catawba. Alex Backey, 4 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned. Walked 2, struck out 1, the 1-0 pitch. Hughes takes outside for ball 2. Backey is the pitcher of record for the Indians. Meanwhile, Carson-Newman, Riley Sykes is in line to win it. 4 innings of work, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Nico Ferguson replaces her and has gone an inning. 2-0 to Macy Hughes. Bricky, the righty, wheels and deals. And Hughes takes outside for a ball. It's 3-0. Carson-Newman baseball. 2 outs away from a series win over UVA Wise. Eagles up 15-8 in the top of the 9th with runners on the corners. Wise just in need of base runners in that game. Bricky, the 3-0. Hughes swings, hits it in the air to left field. Back to the warning track goes Balderston. And she's able to amble under it to retire Hughes. Macy Hughes lifted it high, but with no wind, it wasn't going to be blown out. There's one away in the top of the 6th inning for Macaulay Bailey. Bailey has matched her career-long hitting streak with a single today. As Bricky pitches and delivers upstairs, and they say Bailey came around on it. I really thought she was able to keep the bat on her shoulder, that it wasn't even close, but first place umpire Robert Lance says she offered at it, and it's a 0-1 hole to Macaulay Bailey. Bailey 1 for 2 with a single, a fly out to right, and a walk. Bricky, the 0-1. Bailey swings, nips this one deep into the hole at second. Gallagher has to dive for it, and she can only knock it down. Macaulay Bailey has a multi-hit effort off of an infield single. It's the 12th hit of the day for Carson-Newman. And Bailey's 10th career multi-hit game. 1 out, 1 on for Brooke Matusowski. Eagles looking to add to a 6-5 lead in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch, Matusowski takes low for a ball, 1-0. Carson-Newman has scored all 6 of its runs in this game with 2 out. RBI double in the second from Abby Martin. A 2-run single from Cameron that inning as well, the 1-0. Drops low for a ball, it's 2-0. Then the Eagles scored 3 more times in the bottom of the 4th. A 2 out, 2 RBI double off the wall down the left field line from Macy Hughes, and Brooke Matusowski, who had a 2-out single to center, takes downstairs for ball 3. It's 3-0. Bricky, 29 pitches in relief, 14 strikes. An inning and a third so far of relief work, and she's scattered 3 hits, all singles. The 3-0. Off the plate away. Matusowski walks. And the Eagles have 2 on base for Kennedy Warder. Warder, a single down the left field line, the meat in a strikeout pop-up sandwich for Warder. And Michael Graves has his lineup card out. What change is he making? If he subs Macaulay Bailey, that should be the end of the line for her. He's already brought her out once. And what decision is he going to make here? Granted, Carson-Newman is hoping that the batting order doesn't see the bottom of the 7th. Brooke Taylor is in to run for Macaulay Bailey. Graves gambling a little bit. That'll be it for Bailey, as Taylor subs in for her for a second time. So the Eagles put speed in scoring position with 1 out and 2 on for Kennedy Warder. The pitch upstairs to Warder, and it's 1-0. To Warder. Bricky delivers. A changeup. Warder will bounce to third. The only play that Tucker has is to second. She gets Matazowski as Warder reaches on a fielder's choice. Matazowski retired 5-4. Taylor over to third. And there's runners on the corners for Hayden Dye. And Michael Graves wants to have a chat with Robert Lance just to make sure that the second baseman Carter got her foot to the bag to get Matazowski. So the field umps, Robert Lance and Bobby Troutman, will talk things over. And they confer and say, yep, Matazowski was out on the play. So runners on the corners, 2 outs for Hayden Dye. And now, Catawba head coach Brady Tigert is out to have a word with home plate umpire Christian Cottle. And now the umpires will come together and chat things over. And I'm not entirely certain what is at issue here. If the issue is the re-entry of Brooke Taylor. That can be the only thing that I can think of is re-entering Taylor after she pinch ran back in the 5th inning, I believe. And Christian Cottle over to have a word with Michael Graves and Brady Tigert. They discuss something, and we might need a visit from Christian Cottle into the crowd mic to explain things. I'm pretty sure Michael Graves asked the home plate umpire, Christian Cottle, if he was good to re-enter Taylor, and he got the go-ahead. Really curious to know the adjudication here, because you've had plays since then. Well, things aren't terribly animated. It's a 6-5 lead for the Eagles here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Eagles haven't batted out of order. We might need a little bit of assistance here. The word that we heard is that Mack has to go back, so Macaulay Bailey comes back out. And, yeah, if you're going to sub for Bailey, you have to use a different player here. So I guess just going to eliminate that sub. Is that what we're doing? That doesn't feel right. All right, so I guess that's it. I don't understand how there's not an out or something there. You just surprise Macaulay Bailey's at third base now. So just delete that sub. And Hayden Dye takes upstairs for ball 1-0. All right. I mean, I get going and putting Bailey. I guess it's because there's only one play that happened and that was able to happen. Regardless, Hayden Dye is still looking for a 2-out hit. Runners on the corners. And she takes outside for a ball. It's 2-0. After all of that, you got Bailey on third and Warder on first. 6-5 Eagles leading bottom of the sixth, looking for another 2-out hit. Eagles 7 for 12 with 2 out. The pitch flipped foul by Dye, backing out of play, 2-1. 7 of the Eagles' 12 hits have come with 2 away. And all 6 runs that Carson-Newman has scored have come with 2 outs on the board. Eagles 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position, looking for another hit here. Bricky, the 2-1. Dye hits it high in the air down the left field line. It stays in the yard. Drifting into foul ground is Balderston, and she makes the grab to retire Dye. So the Eagles leave 2 stranded. They've left 9 on base in the game, and the Eagles unable to play add-on. They carry a 6-5 lead to the top of the 7th. 3 outs, all that separates Carson-Newman from a Game 1 win. Eagles trying to close up shop on a victory. Save situation for Nico Ferguson. We get back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.
I get my power from my co-op so I can put my energy into my family.
Into waking up the neighborhood. Latte for Christine.
I get my power from the co-op, so I can put my energy into planting seed for a brighter future.
Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, power to your community, for your community, so your energy can go into the things that matter most to you.
My 69 Camaro.
Who powers you?
AEC, the right call for your energy needs. Let us help you score success.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Hales, Gallagher, and Strider will attempt to spark a Catawba comeback. Indians trailing Carson-Newman 6-5 as we come to the top of the 7th. As the Eagles trying to close up shop on a Game 1 win. 3 in the second, 3 in the fourth for Carson-Newman. Catawba has hung crooked numbers twice. 2 in the second, 3 in the fifth. Nico Ferguson goes to work against Hales, who hits a sharply hit ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly by Dye. Throw to first in time to Hughes. And there's quickly 1 away. Carson-Newman baseball has to withstand a late UVA Wise rally, but the Eagles have clinched the series with a 15-11 win on UVA Wise from over at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Up comes Bree Gallagher, who takes high and outside for a ball, 1-0. Gallagher 1 for 3 on the day. Struck out looking, flied out to left, and singled to left. Eagle outfield straight away. A 1-0. Swung on, bounced to short. Dye fields on the third hop, throw to first in plenty of time. And just like that, Catawba is down to its final out with Molly Strider to the plate. Granted, she yanked a home run to left center field her last time up. Strider been aboard twice today between the home run and a walk. Ferguson pitches. Strider swings, hammers it, deep left center field. This ball is onto the soccer field. Strider goes yard for the second time today and the 7th time this season. Brand new ball game at 6-6 in the top of the 7th. Catawba with its 6th 2-out hit of the day. And we are all square at 6 apiece. Brings up the pitcher, Bricky, who now is officially the pitcher of record with Nico Ferguson. First pitch to Bricky. Taken down and in for a ball, 1-0. Can Ferguson recover after Strider's moonshot to left? Ferguson pitches. Swing and a miss by Bricky. It's 1-1. Bricky has been aboard every time she's come up today. Got plunked, walked, and singled into center. Ferguson, the 1-1 offering. Taken outside for a ball. It's 2-1. Eagles will have to bat in the bottom of the 7th with Holt, Vandergriff, and Martin to the bat rack for Carson-Newman. The 2-1. Swung on, lifted in the air to shallow right center field. A long run. Sienna Cameron able to sprint and snag it to finish off the inning. But it comes an out too late. A 2-out blast from Molly Strider. Solo home run puts Catawba even with the Eagles. And we're tied at 6 with Holt, Vandergriff, and Martin trying to end it in walk-off fashion for the Eagles after this on the Eagles Sports Network.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through auto owner's insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Well, Catawba has flip-flopped Bricky and Backey. And Backey is back into pitch for the Indians after Bricky went two innings of relief work. Carmen Holt starts off against Backey. She's 1 for 3. And she swings and fouls the first pitch to the right and out of play. 0-1. 6-6 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. Catawba was down 6-2 after 4 innings and has scored 4 unanswered over the last 3 frames, all on home runs. The 0-1. Holt swings, lifts it down the left field line, turning foul, and it's 0-2. Other scores from the sack. Tusculum in position for an 8-0 win on Mars Hill. Coker takes care of business at home against Wise 7-2 in Game 1. Upset alert, Emory and Henry downs Wingate 5-3 to hand the Bulldogs their first league loss. The 0-2 pitch. Holt takes outside for a ball, 1-2. One and two. Backey wheels and deals the pitch. Holt swings. Drills it down the left field line into foul ground. Races Balderston, and she tracks it down in front of the bullpen to retire Holt. One away. Bottom of the 7th. Mary Vandergriff to the plate. Newberry has run ruled Lincoln Memorial 15-5 in Game 1 of that doubleheader. Limestone's up 2-0 on Belmont Abbey in game 2 of a twin bill. And Anderson leads Lenore Rhine 2-0 in the top of the 5th. First pitch to Vandergriff is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Mary Vandergriff has been aboard every time she's been to the plate today. A walk and 2 singles. 6-6 ball game, bottom of the 7th. 0-1. Off the plate away for a ball. 1-1 to Mary Vandergriff. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Backey winds and delivers the 1-1. Vandergriff swings. Rips it to right, but right in the tracks of Strider, who shuffles 2 steps to her left toward the line to make the grab and retire Vandergriff. 2 away. And Abby Martin to the plate. Martin. Right-hander climbs in. Eagles have only gone down in order once today. Backey pitches in the turf. Martin swings and misses, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Martin swings, a little blooper into center field. That's down for a base hit. A career best 3rd hit of the day for Abby Martin. And she keeps the game alive for Sienna Cameron. Cameron climbs in. Squares to bunt. Martin takes off for a second. She slides in and avoids the tag. Pitch was low to Cameron, so it's 1-0. Martin steals her 5th bag of the season. And the Eagles have the winning run in scoring position now. Backey requests a cycle of the signs and pitches. Cameron steps out of the way of a pitch inside, and it's 2-0. Bottom of the 7th inning. Catawba has answered the bell with 4 unanswered runs, all off of home runs. Backey, the 2-0 pitch. Cameron swings, slices it to short. It's bobbled by the shortstop. Taking home is Martin. She scores. Game over. Eagles win. Abby Martin never slowed around 3rd. And on a misplay at short by Gallagher, Martin's aggressive base running does the job and gets Carson-Newman a 7-6 win. Unreal. So Cameron reaches on an E6. And then Martin, who was headed to 3rd, hard charged and scored. And the Eagles prevail by a final score of 7-6 over Catawba. Game 2's headed your way at approximately 3:45. Stick around with us. We're back after this on the Eagle Sports Network.